Last episode, we went on the search for ancient debris so that I could crown my throne room with a block of netherite. I went on the hunt in the nether, and all I managed to come back with was a load of disappointment because I did not realize you needed 4 ancient debris for 1 netherite ingot. But today we changed that. I've run back into the nether and I've searched high and low to find enough ancient debris for us to get that block and put it in its place. Now here we are in the throne room, and I've just got to clear out the riffraff so that we can get going on this stuff. So there we go. Oh, is he gonna get me? You're not gonna get me. You're out of my range. Actually, that gold armor is a little bit... Okay, never mind. I take that back. Get out of my throne room, Skelly. Oh, just kind of gave up halfway. All right, there we go. Kind of like me with the netherite. But never mind, we've got it here. 24 netherite scrap. 25, make it 25. So there we are, finally, ready to get going on our netherite block. Oh man, that was so disappointing at the end of last episode. Even popped in there. Oh, that is so good. I am so happy to see that. I was expecting to get to this stage in the game to say, you know what, you tried hard, but try harder. Have a whole bunch of diamond blocks or something. No, just a block of netherite. Oh man, look at this thing. If I place it, I hope I can pick it up. I want to just have a look at that. Man, I haven't even placed one of these down in creative. That looks so good. That is a pity that it's so darn expensive, but that is so good. All right, you're going into your place once I pick up these levels. So right over there, at that little block right there, I was planning on putting the most expensive block that I could think of in the game, which is this netherite block. I mean, at least I think it's the most expensive block. I mean, tell me if there's anything you could think of that's more expensive. I mean, what would you call the most expensive block in the game? For me, I've got to tell you, I spent, I think 3 hours at minimum, searching for that. And I would say I could probably get 3 wither skeleton heads and fight the wither in that time if I'm lucky. So I don't know if that's more expensive than a beacon. I'm gonna say it might be. Now last episode I asked you guys for some advice as to what tools you would be upgrading first with all the extra netherite ingots that we would have. Sadly, I'm not going to be making any upgrades anytime soon. That is all we have, along with these very messy chests. But that is all we have, so I'm planning on eventually going back. I want to give it a break for a while. We'll probably go back and explore a bastion or a fortress because I did manage to find some of those on my exploration through the nether. So I think those are some things we'll do before we end up looking for more netherite, and whatever we come across, we'll just come across and we'll take it. Now today what we'll be doing is getting started on the next part of the castle because, you know what, got to keep things rolling. I'm kind of getting sick of these colors, so we need to get things out of the way so these colors can go and we can have a prettier castle because I do like the colors. I just like castles more than colors. So what I'm thinking is we need an entrance hall, and we also need to think about what we're going to do on the sides here. And my first thought for the entrance hall was we're going to need to bring this out here and bring it a lot lower down because I thought about how tall it would be. Like, look at this, all right? So originally I was planning on putting some stairs from the ground going up to it. But when you do that, if we go out here, we've got what, like 4 blocks tall? 4 blocks tall isn't very tall. In fact, 4 blocks tall is around that height right over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 blocks tall. Doesn't look too grand to me. So we're gonna have to sort that out. So the first thing we gotta do is clear up all of our junk. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove all of it from the one barrel and put it in a new barrel and still not order it. And one day I will complain about it, but you know what? Today's not that day. Today is the day that I just keep making more mess. So that looks like we've got rid of all of the junk from the front. The next step is we are going to have to remove a few blocks so that we're on the right level. So my fake ground, because this isn't actually the real ground. Look at this. That over there does not happen. I better think about that. Maybe I should cover those before we start breaking stuff because I'm bound to drop a tool. I do it all the time. I hit the wrong key. I'm like, oops. There goes my beautiful diamond shovel. Nah, we're not gonna do that. So I'm gonna have to sort that out first and then we can clear this out. It looks like some guys don't want me to get this done, but I'm gonna get it done. I swear these guys always, yeah, you can hit me once and then you're gone. Nah, not gonna hit me. Okay, maybe you can shoot through signs. All right, whoa, that was a quick move. How many times do I have to? There we go. All right. Well, what I was saying is, I swear, those guys always appear in this spot right over here, and I don't know why. I hear more of them. Do I run away? Yeah, I'm running away. That's it. I'm running away. Oh, look at this genius here. I'm really playing with fire being right this close to him, but he can't actually see me. Maybe this is my opportunity to get one of these guys name tagged. You know what? That's it. Nah, he's going. You're going. I can't stand the little grunts that they make. goodbye. There you have it. I've pushed it down a few more blocks and I think we're at a good height now for us to keep going with this. In fact, you know what I was thinking? Let me show you this. If we step back here, this is going to be an archway of some sort that we'll be walking in, which will be sort of like a little gate to the main part of the castle. And this will be where the road will be going. That'll go out that direction. And originally I thought that we'd maybe have some stairs going up to this entrance hall. But now that I think about it, we might even have to push this down even lower just to make sure that this looks even taller when you're up at the top. I want to come over here and just look and be like, wow, that is huge. You know what I mean? Even if we have to make it look larger by going a bit lower. And I'm pretty sure that would be classified as forced perspective, which is pretty cool. So you have to be looking at something from a particular angle and it'll look extra large. That'll be pretty cool if we can get that to work. And the other cool thing about that is we'll have this road over here and then this road might be lower, but there's this wall, which is the yellow stuff. You just got to picture it. It's going to be a big wall over here and that might end up hiding how low that one is compared to that one because you'll never actually see them together, which could be a cool thing. So we're just going to get started on this entrance hall. I've got some sort of an idea of what I want to do. I want the main one here. We'll have a building going off that way, a building going off that way. And I guess that was really what we placed the colors down for. So while we are doing this, what kind of a pill was that? You know what? That's it. I'm going to let you guys roast me for using basalt as a scaffolding block. It's an advanced building technique. Wouldn't expect everyone to understand the baffled. Scaffold? Is it basalt? I think bassholding. That's it. Basshold. That's the advanced building technique. While we're on the advanced building techniques, I may as well give you guys a quick update on what I think of what's going on with this series currently. So in the very near future, there may be something happening on the channel which might confuse a few people about this series, but don't be alarmed. The series is not going anywhere. So don't worry about that. If you guys don't know what it is, you can maybe watch my I'm back video, like a few videos back. They'll give you a bit of a hint as to what's going on there. So I want to give you guys an update on what I'm planning on doing with this series. So currently we are building my coolest project I have ever attempted in Minecraft ever by a long shot. Building the castle is one thing, but this whole island, if you didn't know, we're on an island and it's huge and I want to fill the whole thing in. So that is my largest ever project and I'm not giving that up anytime soon. So I was thinking this series was going to be about this big project, you know, the big survival project, the big survival build project. And I would like to focus a bit more on the thing that I love about this game and the thing that I originally actually didn't start off enjoying building in this game, but just building. I really love building, and in particular, I love building in survival because it gives you the extra challenge of making sure everything is within a reasonable range to build, and not only that, that your character, which is 2 blocks tall, still fits into the build. So I think that's my favorite part of building in survival, and I'd like to use this series as a way to show people how building in survival can be cool, and also building in single player survival can be cool, and building like a story in a world could be really awesome. So there you have it. That's pretty much my perspective on it. And of course, I'm looking very forward to getting more stuff done in this. And man, can I stop falling off this roof? I've done it so many times. Oh man, I gotta light this area up. Yeah, you better keep walking. You saw what I did to the golden skelly earlier. And will he get me roulette? Oh yes, he will. Dang it. I gave him some time. All right. Well, while I get this roof in, I gotta show you guys something awesome. And this is it over here. So a few episodes back, I mentioned something about my textures and my texture pack. And I get a lot of questions for people asking me about my leaves. And before today, before a few episodes ago, I was using Germsy Boy's Better Leaves add-on. And I decided, you know what, there's a few things which I would like to try out with textures in general. And not only that, I also do make tweaks to his pack. And it's not really the pack that he makes that I was using because I made a few tweaks of my own. And I wouldn't feel good about putting that out if someone wanted it because I didn't make it. And it's as much as I've changed a few things, it's really his pack. So I decided, you know what, I want to give it a go and tweak my own leaves and make my own leaves fluffy the way that those leaves are made. And I'm trying some stuff out. Oh, I thought these were more pillagers. I was going to say, really? Really? No, that's good. You guys are welcome. Go on. Enjoy the semi-complete forest. So what I was saying was, yeah, I want to make my own changes to the leaves. I think they've still got a long way to go, but I'm curious what you guys think of them. And it's not just the spruce. I've done it for every single leaf block that we have. We've got the oak leaves, which actually, you know what, I'll do them over here so you can see them sticking out. We've got spruce leaves, birch leaves, Acacia leaves. I didn't bring any dark oak or jungle, but you know what? You can go find them out when we go past them. So what I'm trying to do is add a little bit of variation between these so that you don't always get the same leaf block over and over and over again. Because with these little pieces that stick out, these like little edge bits which make it fluffier, they end up looking kind of silly when they're all in a row. And I was trying to get rid of that by making some of them flip one way and some of them flip the other way. So if you have a look at, for instance, let's go to find a tree. Where is there a tree? Here's a tree with, yeah. So you see how this one's got a block over here with this piece coming out, but then in that one, it's got two pieces coming out. So there's some variation there. I wanted to give it a go. You know what? It's my first time actually making these textures, so give me some tips. What do you guys think about that? Is that a good idea? Do you guys like these? Would you like me to put this texture pack up to be downloaded? Because I am totally planning on doing that. It doesn't matter what you say, but if you want to, let me know. But I'm gonna do it anyway. But yeah, I wanted to do that. And then there's a few other changes which I'll add into it. For instance, the little dot. You see that little dot? I don't use a crosshair, I use a dot because you don't need the extra lines. Save more space on your screen. So that's something else that I've got in my texture pack, along with maybe some other things that I can't quite remember, but are quite cool, at least in my mind. Actually, here's one. Nether portals are slightly quieter than normal in my texture pack, just because I found that they were so noisy. If I put one in my village, I would hear it everywhere in my village. So I toned them down, as well as, I think, oh yes, if you look around here, there's no darkening of the screen, even though I've got Optifine and that actually does it. But whenever there's no Optifine, then I don't know how to get rid of it. So I went into my texture pack and I got rid of the little dark pieces around the screen, which makes my screen look nice and bright, which is what I like. So that's another change that I've got in my pack. So there's just a few little ones, but I like to keep things quite vanilla. All right, we're back at the entrance hall, and I just wanted to quickly show you guys, because I managed to find a dark oak leaf over here. Let me actually do that. I don't know why that double placed a block, but that is very weird. But there we go, dark oak, dark oak, acacia. And you can see, look at that. Just a little bit different between all of them. And my thought behind that was I wanted a different level of fluffiness to each variety of them. And then of course you got your jungle, which will have its own one as well. But the reason why is because occasionally you'll have a block and it'll just stick right through the block. Like there, for instance, right there. And sometimes you don't want that to be the case. So if that's the case, you could just switch over to an acacia block. It'll look fairly similar on the top because they've actually got the same textures. Because as I say, I keep my stuff in vanilla as much as possible. So yeah, they would keep the same textures, but not go too far away, and it would solve that little problem of that little guy over there. Now over here, we need to solve a problem, and I want to try one thing that might solve it, but I'm gonna say, I'm guessing it's not gonna work. You know what, let's just do these guys quick. But yeah, I'm gonna guess it's not gonna work, and that is the doorway to the castle. I've played around with this idea in a creative world so much, and it's really hard because I like to build on odd numbers, and normally odd numbers are way more easy than even numbers by a mile. But I haven't been able to work out a good idea for a door, and that's been a bit of a rough one. I went into a creative world just because I was thinking about it, like, what could I do? And honestly, I've only come up with one thing. And I remember ages and ages, like, this is a very long time ago. I remember thinking of this particular issue and just coming up with like a flash amazing idea. And then I forgot about it. So you know what? Maybe one day that'll come back to me. But for now, I'm thinking we just do something like this and keep it an even number. And then hopefully we get that magical idea that I think I might have had, and then we will be good. But for now, I just want to try this out. So we do that there. Those are not necessary. And then we'll see if we can fit this door in. All right, that kind of feels like an opened door. I think so. I mean, we could make one go out this way. What happens if we just did them out in this direction here? So one goes that way there, and we'll remove those. As if they opened in different directions. I might just make it feel like it's a little bit bigger than it actually is. So there. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. But that's all right, we've made progress. Nonetheless, we've got ourselves a starter door, and if we come up with a better idea, then we'll do the better idea. But for now, I think this will work. And then to just get a bit more shape into it, where are those guys there? We can do something like that, and actually I'll just quickly go out this way. One more, and like that. So that could give the illusion that the door actually is curved. Yeah, I think we can try something like that for now. Just that little bit of a curve. How does it look like from out here? I mean, we wouldn't be seeing it through this wall, but does that work? Because we'll have a tower over there, a a tower over there, a big building. You know what? That actually might be the doorway that'll actually work for us. I had lower expectations, but that one does look pretty cool. We could just do something over here. Just make this a little bit more interesting, please. Can I jump and place? Yeah, and then I've got one other thing before we go down there to check this out. I want to test out, I know I'm going crazy with these, but I need to check it out. I actually don't mind the diorite. I think it's not too bad because it's got this extra rough texture that this has, and I think that helps it work a little bit more. And I mean, even when we start texturing up these areas there, that'll help it so much more as well. So I think we keep it in there for now. So the next big task of the day is something that I'm actually quite excited about. If you stand in here, you'll see that there's two little balconies up there, and I'm picturing someone to walk out the top there, look out this way, maybe a guard or something, and then go back into their post or anything on the other end there. But now here's where it gets tricky, because of course we could put a doorway there, but the doorway needs to lead somewhere. And I'm thinking what we could do is put a tower in just over there, just lower than that. And it could maybe stop there. The guard could get in there and walk down some stairs to get to this level here. And then of course we could still have the building that goes here, which is the orange one. And we could have one over there as well, which would also have a tower. I think that could look quite cool. So this is where I think we get a little bit creative and try to see how we can match these two pieces together, which were completely unplanned. So up here, I'm thinking we get rid of, do we go this one or that one? I think we go this one, first one. Why did I do that? I always forget how annoying basalt is to replace. There we go. Especially if I'm doing it at this angle. So you'd go in here, there would be a doorway. Now I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll add in a staircase over here. And in fact, we'll add a spiral staircase because the tower is only going to be, what, 5 blocks wide? Yeah, probably. And not only that, I mean, I watched a video earlier this week on how to make spiral staircases, and gotta tell you, spiral staircases are all I can think about right now. It just keeps going around my head in circles. But no, seriously, I'm gonna do a spiral staircase. I think it'll work well because we have to keep it narrow. The only alternative we have is a ladder, and I don't want to use a ladder here. So I think a spiral staircase is actually the way to go. And in fact, we'll build this backwards. So we'll go down with our spiral staircase. By the way, before I forget, the reason I started at the top, if you were wondering why I'm doing this backwards, is because I didn't actually know where it would finish at the bottom. So I just needed to make sure it would match up with that over there. So that's why I started from the top and went down here. So don't panic if I was doing it weirdly, because that's why I was doing it. So how does that look? Oh man, that's a perfect spiral staircase. Because we can't go too wide, you see. If we go too wide, then the tower becomes a building. Because what's this? 3 blocks, we'd need a block on either side. Yeah, it's going to be a fairly chunky tower. But that works really nicely. Look at that. Like, just imagine this is dark in here. We'll walk in. Bam. There we go. Oh, that is so good. Are these rafters? What is going on? How did I create a mob farm? All right, I want to try use this piercing for what it's good. Where the heck is that guy going? You know what? They're probably going for the chair doors. Did I get them both? Yeah, I did. All right, next shot. Nick both? Yes, perfect. And one more, I reckon, for the last guy. Okay, you're just a little bit more chunky. Still a bit more chunky. Scared of the sun. Perfect. All right, and we got some boots. All right, here we go. The first tower is almost in. I just had to make a quick little detour through the nether because someone has run out of more bone blocks again. I am fairly certain every episode I run out of bone blocks and then I've got to go further and further into the nether to get more. I really just need to get that darn bone block farm up and running. I've got a mob farm actually, just coming to think about it, but I never use the thing. I really should, because you know what? By the time I start using it, I will be far off of bone blocks and I will never need them again. Now for this roof, I'm thinking we'll do something a little bit different in terms of color, because that's red, 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 and I think the changing color of the roof might be quite helpful. Also, I've just realized I wanted to put these in. Can I just do these guys quick? There we go. Perfect. All right, now this should look a little bit prettier as well. So let's go take a look from a distance. Very nice. Very, very nice. I'm not going to put a wall in there just yet because that's going to become part of another building. So I'm going to tear that wall down anyway. But that there, if we just put the roof in, maybe goes up to that height. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfect, actually. I think let's go dark oak. I think dark oak is something we can get away with. The spruce already will not be good because we got spruce over there. That little bit of dark oak, I don't think we'll interact with it too much, so I think we'll be all right for this. If anything, it's really this area here that needs a bit more work. I'm probably gonna actually, you know what, I can probably put a crossbeam in there, like that. So you know what, we got plans. So it seemed like I ran out of every single block while I was doing this, but there they are. Man, this is actually my first time looking at it from here. That is fantastic. I'm very happy. Look at that. It's looking chunky, but it's lacking detail, but it's looking good. I'm very, very happy with that. Look at that. Okay, sun's going down. Of course it is. All right, I'm going to have to deal with that, but yeah, that looks real good. And I like the use of those at the bottom, the normal basalt just going directly upwards. Although that's probably going to go as soon as we get another roof. In fact, that window might even go, and we'll have some more issues to deal with at that stage. But you know what? I like it right now. Like it just makes this building pop out a little bit more. All right, we're doing the final touches, and oh, this is so expensive, but I'm doing it anyway. Bam, there we go. So just something like that. The little glittery sparkles coming from the ground. It looks pretty good. I think I just need to put in a little bit of this and we can get a good idea of whether we like this or not. The other thing that I've got planned is, of course, I looked at this and I said, you know what? We can make that so cool. We can do a cool archway, kind of something like those up there. I don't know if you can see them. There's dark oak in the background. Something like that to make this look real interesting as you walk in. That'll look so awesome. All right, there it is. Now, looking very, very good with that floor in as well. That looks so good. But this isn't actually an angle we're going to look at very often, but it is definitely one we can compare this with. Now, imagine when we start getting the building in there, that's just going to hover around here and get rid of some more of that detail problem. So we're actually probably all right to leave these for a while. But man, that is looking so good. I am very, very happy. Even though it doesn't have walls on the side. I'm very happy with that. But for today, I think, you know what? That is all that we will do before, I got no ender pearls, before I run out of something else. That's it. You know what? The real reason I'm ending this episode is I've run out of all blocks. That's it. There's no blocks left in the game. So we've built enough. I think that's a good cue for us to get going. So thank you for joining me here today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and I will catch you very soon in the next one.